read it.
Why?
So I could impress girls.
I mean, why not read it?
The books were too fat.
What's wrong with fat?
Well, when you're 15, you like skinny.
I liked fat. In fact, I'd never read a book if it was less than 500 pages.
Why?
I wanted to impress the boys.
Oh, you must have been very impressive.
Oh, I was. No one would come near me.
Mustard on your white blouse.
Well, I'll just pretend it's a summer decoration till I get back to my hotel.
It makes me hungry, though. Cookie? Martha shook her head. Alan lumbered to the stand. He's very fat. Alan lumbered to the stand, a bit stiff in the knees, and returned with 2 large chocolate chip cookies, both for him. I never turn down a chocolate chip cookie. It's one of my principles. It keeps me at optimal weight. Okay, now let's get to the good part. So you went to Harvard, snooty, in 1969 at the height of the Youth Rebellion.
And I met Alan Nussbaum. He was the only other classics major in my whole class.
And what did your father think of him?
You mean Daddy? He hated him. Not only was he an impoverished classics student, he was Jewish. They don't like Jews or blacks in Georgia.
So, classic triangulation. You married him. What delicious revenge.
He was so much like my father. I was born on Freud's birthday, after all. Of course I married him. And I converted to Judaism.
Oh, my daughter, oh, my ducats, oh, my daughter fled with a Jew. But you split up. Why's that?
Ellen, this is getting creepy. I don't know how we got on all this, but really, that's none of your business, and I don't even know you.
Okay, good. Let me recap, and you kibitz, okay? So, love. It's generally accepted that there are 2 vastly different kinds of love, right? Eros and agape.
Right.
Now, it's also generally accepted that the other side of passionate love is passionate hate, passionate anger. So, here's the problem. If passionate love can transform into passionate anger, what can disinterested love transform into?
Disinterested anger? No such thing.
Let me refer you to the writings of one Martha C. Nussbaum. Why else did I write to you? Professor Nussbaum draws our attention to the assertion of rational emotion, as propounded by the Greeks, especially Aristotle, and according to the old man, and according to Martha, emotions are not simply blind surges of affect. No, siree. Emotions are actually considered responses, deeply connected to beliefs about how things are and what is important.
So your anger at whatever, even if it's connected to a rational belief structure, is disinterested?
Yes.
So, what are you angry about?
Okay, well, last month, just before I was canned...
You were canned from what?
Oh, my job in the ER at St. Vincent's.
Why is that?
It's a long story, in a word for truth-telling. I don't want to get into it now. I want your opinion about disinterested anger.
All right, go on.
So just before I was canned, I'm taking care of this black kid with a busted lip and a cut on his tongue, and he tells me the story of his fun evening on the town, the final event of which was beating somebody to a pulp with the help of 2 or 3 friends, dragging him from the bumper of a car, and tossing him into the river to sink or swim. I hope this isn't too shocking for a daughter of the Earl of Surrey, another reference, even if she is now Jewish. So I'm checking out this guy's mouth to see if he needs sewing up. And I sew him up, and inside, I'm shaking with rage, palpable rage. Now, Ms. Aristotle, what am I angry at? Did he hurt me? Did he hurt anybody I care about? Do I give a fig about him or his lethal injection destiny? No. I'm completely disinterested. This is the animal world. It has less to do with me than my pet boa constrictor. I'm furious, but I am disinterested.
You're not disinterested. For one thing, you're worried that the same thing might happen to you, Alan Krieger, in the wrong neighborhood, at the wrong time. doesn't take a huge imaginative leap.
No, absolutely not. It has nothing to do with me. What made me angry was aesthetic revulsion at the bestial state of Homo so-called sapiens.
And what about you? Are you capable of the same thing?
Are you kidding? Those kids offend my beliefs in the way things ought to be. Rational emotion, disinterested anger, QED. Now this is a little hard.
First of all, it's a Freudian cliche that we repress parts of our personality that horrify us and project them outward onto those horrible others.
Freudian cliche, a complete tautology.
Second, you can't escape your sense of the personhood of the other. It's built in, like your sense of time or temperature.
But these aren't persons. They're animals. Animals stalking the world of humans. Night raids, day raids. I want you to help me clarify the nature of my anger and figure an appropriate response. I also want you to marry me. Oh, well, I'm sorry, didn't say that.
I'm married.
You're separated.
I'm seeing someone.
Who?
It's none of your business either. I have to go.
Wait. I swear I won't bring it up again. And you'll have to admit, I've been a perfect gentleman, treating you to a Perrier in place of a Hebrew National Franklin mustard and sauerkraut, and offering you a chocolate chip cookie, even if I ate it myself.
A gentleman and a scholar, and potentially dangerous.
Yeah, let me ask just two questions. Two questions. Okay, one. What is the role of a Jew in bringing justice into this here world? And two, would such action require teleological suspension of the ethical? This is a term from Kierkegaard, some of you may know, from the story of Isaac and Abraham, suspending the ethics by being ready to kill his for teleology. Okay. Would such action require teleological suspension of the ethical? And if so, this could be three. Do you believe in teleological suspension of the ethical?
This is worse than a Grimm's fairy tale. I don't even get to marry the prince if I get the right answer.
You can tell.
Well, let's start with teleological suspension of the ethical, since that's easiest.
Easy for Henry Kissinger.
Kierkegaard would want you to be entering the religious sphere in doing so. And of course, jury selection probably won't get you a lot of Kierkegaards.
How do I know if I'm transcending the ethical for the religious sphere?
You don't. That's the challenge. And do you know the Bacchae?
The Bacchae? I went out with them.
There's a chorus line toward the end. It is not possible to separate the beautiful from the horrible.
A high-kicking chorus line, if ever I heard one.
Look, I think that story you told me is completely repulsive.
You ain't heard half of it, a quarter of it.
But there's wisdom in the warnings. Who are you to think you know what's right, what the balance will be?
So, what do you feel in your heart chakra? Huh? What do you feel in your womb?
I told you, disgust.
Sorry, disgust. But?
But I'm not about to take an axe to anybody over it. The messenger in the Bacchae...
Oh, I love that speech, especially that part about his mother foaming at the mouth, sticking her foot in his armpit and ripping his arm off.
So, you know the speech. You remember the last lines?
Let me hear him.
To know your human limits, to revere the gods, is the noblest and the wisest course that mortal men can follow.
That was terrific. You are a great actress.
Well, yeah. Do you know your human
No,
limits?
really, 3 lines and I was transfixed.
Alan, you seem like a man of great passion, but mixed with a real lack of sensitivity about your own excesses and maybe even cruelty. It's a dangerous combination.
Look, I'm searching for justice. If I am not for myself, who is for me? And if I am only for myself, what am I?
You're a religious man.
Yeah, I'm a registered nurse.
Alan, I have to get going.
Yeah, but what about the role of the Jews?
I've got a plane at 3:15.
You want me to drive you to the airport?
No.
Oh, good, I don't have a car. Can I see you again?
No.
May I buy you a power bar before you go?
Goodbye, Alan. Thank you for lunch.